Welcome to day 2. Today's exercise is to ponder this question. Can you remember a point in your life when you weren't experiencing frequent anxiety or depression? Writing is extremely beneficial to the mind, especially pondering. Write down your thoughts about this particular question. If your mind drifts, then write down whatever thoughts that emerge. It's okay if you have nothing to write, but ponder the question regardless. Were you able to remember a period in your life when you weren't experiencing this kind of sadness? If you're like many of us, you may not, you may have to return to memories of childhood to determine that period. It's not uncommon, for us women to experience depression early on and continue experiencing it throughout life, because we're always responsible not just for ourselves but people around us as well. So our responsibilities pile up, and with responsibilities comes challenges and new problems, right? And we're taught like early in school and family to endure life in a state of depression. Like we just have to put up with these hardships. We just have to, be patient, like sabr, sabr, sabr. And this is how it is going to be. This is how, and then they'll say like, rely on Allah, tawakkul ala Allah. And then you don't really understand what this reliance on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. What is, supposed to feel like? How is that supposed to make me feel better? Or how do I make my du'as positive? So, you know most all of us, like everyone, is taught to feel depressed if a particular societal, familial, and cultural expectations are not met, because we're conditioned to believe that identity, value, self-fulfillment, and love are dependent on the acceptance and approval of our communities and groups. All right, so I'll give you an example of this. Is this whole idea of having like a spotless, clean house. And I know that some of you love it, and I love you for that I love, that you really enjoy that. But that's just something that's not for me. For me, other things are more important. But I know, like, if someone is going to come over, then that cleaning is in like full frenzy, because I have to meet a certain expectation, a certain standard. And we should, I mean, it's cleaning, but that's just the example that I chose. So recognize that depression is a conditioned state with roots. And actually, I want to share with you a hadith, a saying of Umar radiallahu anh, which is so beautiful, where he says, عن أبي يوسف عن عمر بن الخطاب رضي الله عنه قال واعلموا أن لله عبادا يميتون الباطل بهجره ويحيون الحق بذكره. Which means, and this is what Umar radiallahu anh was teaching, is that know that Allah has servants who cause some falsehood to die by ignoring it, and then they give life to the truth by mentioning it. And I found this so profound, because we believe a lot of false things about ourselves. Like there's so many like self-limiting beliefs that may cause us, what if I become successful? What if this actually works? What if I actually become better at it? Right? Like we don't think of it like that. We think of it the other way. We say like, it's not going to work. I'm not going to get better at it. Whereas there's nothing stopping us from actually accomplishing it. Yes, we are busy. Yes, we've got all these crazy things going on in our life, but those things actually aren't stopping us, right? So I love this saying of Umar radiallahu anh, where, you know what? If you want these false thoughts to die in your head, you need to start ignoring them, right? And start mentioning the truths by verbalizing them, saying them out loud. So, or writing them down, right? So that's why, recognize that depression is a conditioned state with roots. We have conditioned these thoughts over so many years. You are not controlled, identified, fated, or dominated by depression. It's an adverse state that you no longer have to live with. You can leave it. Depression is a conditioned state that can be unlearned. So 10 minutes of silence and focused breathing, and repeat the mantra: drop, unlearn, discover. Drop the previous thoughts. We're not going to mention them. We're going to ignore them. Unlearn the habits that God is here, and discover new things about yourself so that you're prepared for the blessings that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to send your way. And I'll see you in day 3.